So the MIT folks came back. We then hired a nationwide, probably the leading expert in this issue. His name is Dr. Michael Heron. If you can translate his CV into human speak, God bless you, because it is very fancy. He is an applied statistician who does this for a living. He's testified all over the country, and he is a foremost expert in this. And what he told us is that in his entire career, he has never seen a gap between hand-marked ballots and machine DRE touchscreen voting in his entire career. This is the largest. And then can we go to the next one too? I added this slide, so some of you have seen this before. You haven't seen this slide though. This one makes me happy. So this is 2018, again, all the statewide candidates, absentee by mail. Absentee by mail voting drop-off. And every single one of us has the same shape curve. In fact, that light blue line at the top, that's me. Actually ran ahead of the state ticket on absentee ballots. And in some of the rural red counties, we actually got a good amount of crossover voters, which is sort of interesting, right? So in other words, this is another way to confirm this issue, those missing votes, are only from the voting machines. So no matter what the other side says, although they're not saying a lot, right? I don't blame them, because this isn't good for them. No matter what they say, they have not been able to explain why this would only happen on the machines. And the reality is that we think there was a problem with the voting machines. I've got 2 slides left, and then I promise the rest of it I'll do questions. Can we do the next one? Okay, actually this is my last one. So this one is super complicated, but I'll go through just the basics. The x-axis, which is the horizontal, is the percentage of vote that Leader Abrams got for governor. And then on the y-axis, this is the drop-off rate between governor and lieutenant governor. So you'll notice that there's 110%. That's a negative drop-off rate. That means there were crossover voters. So that top left quadrant, the blue dots are me. Each of them is a county. The red dots are my opponent, and each of them are a county. That's crossover voters in the top left. What you would expect to see is that gently sort of goes down to that 98th percentile or 99th, the normal level of drop-off between the 2 races. But instead, what we found when we unpacked this data is really disturbing. It appears that once Stacey Abrams' percentage of the vote reached about 25%, there's an immediate 10% increase in my drop-off on the machines. Yeah. So in other words, those blue dots should sort of gently slope down to 90%, but instead what you see is they hit a wall. Incidentally, that is what malware would look like.